Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Selamat pagi. Sawadee-ka. Yeah, so am I pronounced it yet? So from TSU team, maybe you can correct me if I pronounce it wrong. Okay, so our praise to and thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala first, and by Him we can meet. Maybe not we directly, but we can meet virtually today during this situation. And our regards as well to greatest Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Before I start the main session, so for the first time, I would like to introduce my name. So my name is Izan. You can call me Izan. Yeah, and I will be in charge as a moderator throughout the whole session today. And before I start, I would like to introduce or welcome our honorable guests today. So we have Dr. Muzailin Afan as the chairman of Office International Affairs of Universitas Syakuala, and my honor as well for Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salha Tunku Ahmad, Director Center for International Engagement, University Malaysia Perlis. And my honor as well for Dr. Tawisa Utsuki, Assistant to the President for International and Special Affairs from Taksin University, Thailand. And all senior officer and staff from International Affairs Office of the three collaborating university today, and all professor, doctor, lecturer, academician, and as well as students participating in today's session. So we're a bit lucky today that we actually reached the fifth, I guess. Yeah, we have some previous session. Yeah, so this is the fifth of the series of the Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand IMT Growth Triangle GT on mobility related to virtual team talk. And this session is a joint collaboration between three universities. First, Universitas Syakuala from Indonesia, and then University Malaysia Perlis from Malaysia, and then Taksin University from Thailand. Our presentation and discussion today is a part of the celebration of the World Mental Health Day, as you know, maybe. So it's celebrated on October 10, 2020. And our topic today is very interesting, I guess, very exciting topic. So it's about mental health of varsity students during COVID-19 pandemic. Is it okay not to be okay? So yeah, still around the pandemic situation, yeah. So I hope there will be a great discussion later from the university, from all the presenters from the university. Okay, so without further ado, let me start our main session by listening to an opening remark from Chairman of Office of International Affairs, Universitas Syakuala, which in this case will be delivered by Dr. Muzailin Afan. To Dr. Muzailin Afan, whenever you are ready, time is yours.
Thank you, Izan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning and sawadee-ka. Honorable Dr. Tunku and the team from UNIMAPS, Honorable Dr. Tawesa and all the team from Varsity, Honorable Dr. Mailizar and the team from OEA Syakuala University, and all presenters, participants, and also audience of this, the fifth Teen Talks project, of the IMT-GT Uninet. Please allow me to say some important words during this very important series of our webinar Teen Talk project today. First, we thank you all, the committee, all the students, all supporters who have made this webinar Teen Talk project become a successful until today. Before that, let's first we pray and thanks to Allah who have given us mercy, blessing, and guidance today to be able for us all to meet. And also salawat dan salam, may everlasting be upon our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who have led us from dark into bright path. Everyone, especially these three universities, we are very happy today that we already on the fifth series. From the beginning, we start at that time, we were thinking this situation only 2 or 3 months, but we don't know this pandemic situation until when will end. But we hope by end of this year, this pandemic situation will be finished and we will meet again physically, through our mobility project, either in Aceh, either in Indonesia, in Malaysia, or Thailand. So we are very happy that our project have great appreciation, especially from, I think, from our three university leaders and also from the minister in Jakarta, who appreciate this Uninet mobility program still going on, still running, even though we are in the pandemic situation. So today, the topic is about mental health for varsity students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Is it okay not to be okay? I think it's very important topic today to be discussed among our students and also professors and lecturers. So today also at 11 a.m. Indonesia and Thailand time, we will have core team meeting for IMT-GT Uninet. Of course, I will report our progress, our great progress of this IMT-GT Uninet mobility, virtual mobility program. So I think this is not the time we can expand. We can invite another university, one or two from each country, so that this project can benefit more than only 3 universities. Because I think we have successfully doing this Intech project. We prove it until now already fifth series. So we believe that this already running smoothly. Everyone understand how to deal with, and also the students, all the participants is very enthusiastic to join. And now how we can extend this very good program to involve another members of IMT-GT Uninet. maybe we can discuss this after this webinar. Maybe core team meeting can discuss how we can add the members so that more topics, more participants, more audience can benefit through this important project. So from the beginning, we start this. We believe that everyone have put all their efforts to make this program successful until. For all the three university committee members, we extend our big appreciation for everyone who make this beautiful and fully support, and also special for the speakers and for the student who will present uh, their topics in this webinar. We believe that this is very good experience for all of you, how you will share your knowledge to other students and get some feedback and comment from the international, the international partners. They can make your study become better in the near future. I think that this virtual mobility, even though we will end this pandemic, but this virtual mobility, we still can continue even in the normal situations. And we hope that this Teen Talk project can continue, until few years in the future, and will involve more members university among these three countries. And we don't know, we hope that maybe in the future we can invite our partners even beyond this three region, still three, but beyond these three region of IMT-GT. We can invite us the guest participant, for example, like that. So we hope that everyone can enjoy today webinar, can get the benefit from the discussions, and we hope that will be your experience, good experience before you become, before you meet physically in the future after the pandemic ending. So let's talk this topic and discuss and share your knowledge, and also promote this very important webinar to your students, your colleagues, and your family, so that maybe in the future more and more participants we can reach in this webinar. So once again, thank you very much for all the team who have support become this project successful. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Thank you very much to Dr. Muzailin Afan for the opening remarks of the fifth virtual Teen Talk of IMT-GT today. I guess there is a message from Dr. Muzailin Afan to all the presenters, particularly the students, to maximize this chance of meeting and discussion to gain more perspective in their learning, in your learning, so to be better in the future because the changing situation today. All right. Okay. So before I proceed to the next session, so I would like to share you the program rules. our program rules related to the presentation. So there you go. So during the presentation later, so each team will be allocated a maximum of 25 minutes for the whole presentation. And if you could please do not feel uncomfortable. So if I remind you like 2 minutes before you end up your presentation, so and at that time you may conclude your presentation then, and we'll start with another session. Okay, then each of the team members should involve at the presentation, so no one's left behind, I guess. And the presentation or the presenter or all the students can use your software, PowerPoint, animation, etc. Or you can use video as well, as long as it is accessible in the Zoom meeting platform. And after that, there will be Q&A session after the presenter talk. I guess it's after the 10 minutes break later. And for all the audience that you would like to ask any question to the presenters, so please kindly type your name in the chat box, also followed by your country or maybe your university, and mention to whom the question is asked. So I guess that's pretty straightforward rule, as you all been here for, I think this is the 5th time. And a little bit extra information is that after Q&A session later, there will be a concluding remark from the chairman of international affairs from all 3 universities. And as well as there will be a link feedback shared in the chat box. So please pay attention to that. And e-certificate will only be given to the participant who fill the feedback completely. I guess it's all about today's session. Now, okay, yeah. So I would like now to introduce the team member that are going to present from all the 3 universities today. So first, I will start from Unsia team as the host of university. So first, we have Mr. Iza Azizul Hakim from Civil Engineering Faculty of Engineering, and then Mr. Toili Ashief from Informatics Department, Faculty of Mathematics and Science, then Ms. Fani Riwanda from Psychology, Faculty of Medicine, and then Ms. Munifa Khaira from Animal Science, Faculty of Agriculture, and last one is Rizka Muntaha from Psychology, Faculty of Medicine. All right, so yeah, they are all going to present from Unsia. And now I would like to continue from the representative from UNIMED. So we have Ms. Wan Hafiza from Material Engineering Faculty, Chemical Engineering Technology. We have Mr. Khairanu from Computer Engineering Faculty of Electronic Engineering. I guess, yeah, I'm sorry. So and then Ms. Nurul Halifa from Engineering Entrepreneurship, Faculty of Applied Science, and Ms. Indu Devi from New Media Communication, Faculty of Applied Science, and last one is Ms. Nur Aisyah Muhammad Nur from Microelectronic Department, Engineering, Faculty of Electronic Engineering Technology. I guess there are more diverse people in UNIMAP. And the last one from Taksin University. So the team consists of Ms. Pim Pakan from English Department, and then Mr. Poramin from English program as well, but different again, from Faculty Humanity and Social Science, and followed by Mr. Saharat Petangon from English Department, Mr. Dinasau Pantarit from Psychology, Faculty of Medicine, and last one is Mr. Anatat from Psychology, Faculty of Medicine. So they are all the team from Taksin University. So I guess you are all ready for the presentation. Now, okay, so the next session is actually our presentation session. So I guess we will have the presentation in order as I informed you before. So first from Unsia, and then I will welcome the second one from UNIMAP, and then the last one from Taksin University. So without further ado, now let us listen and pay attention to the presentation from Unsia team. So for Unsia team, whenever you are ready, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for the moderator, Mr. Izan from OIE Unsia. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good morning, selamat pagi, and sawadee-kap. How are you everyone? It's been our honor to be a host university, presenting and discussing about mental health for varsity students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Is it okay to not be okay as the fifth series of IMT-GT? So our team consists of 5 students with various academic background. For our presentations, we are going to discuss the contents about the background is about the recapitulations of mental health issues and COVID-19 by October 2020 and common health issues and also students' mental health issues during the COVID-19 pandemic and how to identify if you or your friends have mental health issues, support people with mental health issues, suggestions, and the last is conclusions. Okay, next. Talking about mental health issues, how far you know about mental health issues? So what is mental health issues? Is it part of disease? And is it dangerous? Or at first, we need to know what is the mental health itself. So mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stress of life, can work productively, and is able to make contributions to his or her community. And mental health refers to cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, feel, and behave. People sometimes use the term mental health to mean the absence of a mental disorder. Okay, next. Currently, we can see, based on the data from Kaiser Family Foundations, which gained from Johns Hopkins University, United States of America, say that total cases of COVID-19 in the worldwide is 40,112,870, while the total cases in Indonesia itself is 365,240, and the total cases in Aceh province, based on the Department of Health, Aceh province is about 6,665. US have reported symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorder during the pandemic. We can see the histogram, symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic from May to July. We can see that weekly average for May is about 34.5%, and next month will be 36.5%, and on July is about 40.5%. So it means the COVID-19 pandemic influenced the number of the mental health issues disorder that has shown that the mental health issues is increasing from month to another month. Okay, next. As Bill Clinton, the former US president, said that mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shame us all. Okay, next explanation will be my friends.
Okay, everyone, do you know what are the common mental health issues? Common mental problems covered in this information include depression, anxiety, and panic attack. It includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how to handle stress and also how to make the choice. Mental health is also related to active self-adjustment in facing and overcoming problems by maintaining self-stability, dealing with new conditions, and having a real assessment of both his life and his own condition. People in good mental health are often sad, unwell, angry, or unhappy, and this is part of fully life for a human being. Next. Here is three components of mental health. The first one is social well-being. revert to positive functioning, and involve having something to contribute to society or social contribution. The second is being good at managing the responsibilities of daily life. And the last one, having good relationship with others and being satisfied with one's own life and feeling part of the community. And next. And this year, Mental Health Day on 10 October comes a time when our daily life have changed considerably as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The past month have brought many challenges. For students like us, adapting to taking class from home and with little contact with teacher and friends, it could be stressful.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning to everyone. I'm glad to see all of you here. Now I'm going to talk about students' mental health issues during this pandemic time. Student mental health in higher education has been an increasing concern. The COVID-19 pandemic situation has brought this vulnerable population into renewed focus. As we know, all education institutions, universities, and schools were closed initially from March till nowadays across all over the world. We have been staying at home since those days and started to have online classes despite studying face to face. So, therefore, students are experiencing heightened depression and anxiety. You will ask how and why. I'll try to explain it now. There are some factors that made the students overthinking, get depressed, get anxiety, get fear, and so on. So, what are those factors? First, this COVID-19 disease got spread all over the world, and students suddenly had to experience of home quarantine and the lockdown. So don't you think that by staying and spending all day at home is kind of boring? And continuously being bored causes to get overthinking and anxiety and can lead us to go into depression. And we often ask to ourselves when all this situation will get to the end, when we will start again to our normal life activities, because we cannot meet with our friends often like we did it before. We got fear to be infected by virus and we are worrying about it too much. And of course, these problems badly affect to our mental health and it becomes a big issue to us. Mental health issues are the leading impediment to academic success. Mental illness can affect students' motivation, concentration, and social interactions crucial for students to succeed in higher education. And also, financial insecurity is contributing to the rise of depression and anxiety among them. Next. Despite some limitations, this study gives the first empirical evidence that a large percentage of university students have been suffering from depression and anxiety symptoms during the ongoing pandemic. Meanwhile, a study reported that graduate students generally experience significant amount of stress and anxiety, which also affects their usual behavior. The academic delays could have long-term impacts of the psychology of students as they are more likely to be graduated later than they have expected. So what we can do in this regard, faculties as well as universities should stay connected with the students using social media platforms and motivate them to move forward together during this difficult time. Government also have to take a serious control to minimize the growing mental health problems uh, among with the universities. They should work together to deliver promptly and accurately economy-oriented psychological support to the university students to ensure the continuous involvement of students programs to reach out the students living in remote areas with or without devices in associating with internet service providers by providing scholarship or student loan. Furthermore, parents should be encouraged by providing pandemic response and recovery support from the government to create a friendly and positively family environment for university students without imposing pressure on the future academic and working career. So as you can see here, the percentage of students reporting mental health and substance abuse issues from last year, 2019, till this year, spring 2020. This data comes from the impact of COVID-19 on college students' well-being. a survey conducted by the Healthy Minds Network and the American College Health Association. Thank you. The next will be presented by my friend.
So, how do you identify if you or your friends have mental health issues? During this period of limited social interaction and quarantining, it gets harder to be able to check up on your friends due to us not being able to see them. So, how do you identify if your friends, or maybe even yourself, are experiencing a mental health slump? There are a number of signs you can search for, and common signs of mental illness include excessive worrying or fear, feeling excessively sad or low, confused thinking or problems concentrating and learning, extreme mood changes including uncontrollable highs or feelings of euphoria, prolonged or strong feelings of irritability or anger, avoiding friends and social activities, difficulties understanding or relating to other people, changes in sleeping habits, feeling tired and low on energy, changes in eating habits such as increased hunger or lack of appetite, changes in sex drive, difficulty perceiving reality such as delusions or hallucinations, inability to perceive changes in one's feelings, behavior, or personality, or lack of insight, overuse of substances like alcohol or drugs, multiple physical ailments without obvious causes, such as headaches or stomach aches, thinking about suicide, inability to carry out daily activities or handle daily problems and stress, or an intense fear of weight gain or concern with appearance. So you should ask yourself, are you or any of your loved ones acting dramatically different to how they normally act? Due to the fact that we're in a period where we advise to stay away from other people, we see our friends less often and thus making it harder for us to be able to identify differences in the way they're behaving. However, we can still check up on our friends' behaviors. For example, you notice your friend who is normally a punctual student and is always on time for classes has started to come in late for lessons, which is very unlike them. This could be them avoiding social activities, which is a sign of wavering mental health. You can also monitor your friends' behavior on social media to see if they're posting posts or stories which are different from what they normally post. From comparing their previous and current behavior, you might be able to see them doing things they wouldn't normally do. You can check up on them, ask them how they are, and if everything in their life is as usual. So identify if you yourself are experiencing a mental health decline. You can also assess your daily habits or your thoughts. Are you eating less or feeling extremely sad, for example? Your mental health can manifest in your daily life, and from this, you can see if you're doing well mentally.
All right, so after knowing about how to identify friends or family members who have mental illness, all we need to do is give them support. So be support people, because there are numbers of ways that you can do to help your friends, relative, or even yourself when you have a mental problems. So the first one is from the personal levels. So in the personal levels, all you need to do is giving yourself a love. Next, Rizka. When you give yourself love, all you need to do is try to make yourself calm. So this is one of the methods that really effective to calm yourself down. The method name is the butterfly hugs. So this method is very therapeutic interventions to help people calm a hyper aroused self. So it is very important to give yourself love. That is one of self-healing method that you can do for yourself, and it's also very famous in one of a Korean drama. And then the next one is from the family level. So if a family members showing a sign of mental health problem, all we need to do is try to reach out for them and give them and offer them help and support, expressing your concern to them and reminding your friends and also other family members that help is available for mental health, and mental health issue can be treated by many ways. And we also need to ask them some questions, listening to their ideas and being responsive for what they act. And also we can reassuring our friends and family members that we care about them by what? By including them to our plan, because people with mental issue usually feel isolated, so they need someone to include them in every activities to make them feel secure and also feel much better to go through their lives. And don't forget to treat people or your family members with mental health problems with respect, compassion, and also empathy. And also, not only for family levels, as a friend, in a peer level, we also can give ourselves, next, we also can give ourselves contributions by becoming peer support. So here, peer support is described as social emotional support that frequently coupled with an instrumental support by sharing a similar mental health condition to bring about desired social or personal changes. So becoming peer support is very good idea to support people with mental health issues, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. Some people have no friends around. Sometimes they live in their home by themselves. There's no family because they cannot go home. So it is very good to be peer support. And according to one of psychotherapists, Dr. Nicola Davis, peer support is very effective to help people with mental issue to build confidence and also give them hope for healing. And also peer support is a good option for people who cannot reach out for mental health service because probably they live in rural area where professional mental health service is not available. So it is very good to be peer support. Peer support can be anyone. It can be me. It also can be you. So it's very good to be becoming peer support to help others. And the next one is in the university levels. In the University of Syah Kuala itself, we provide mental health service, such as UPKPT. So here, staff and students can get access with no additional fee. So every student and staff can get access to this mental health service. But during COVID-19 pandemic, they are also available online, which is all people can get access to it. It is good because not only staff and students can get access, but everybody like the community around in the Aceh itself or in Indonesia, or probably people from outside of the country that want to get someone to talk to, they are available. So here is the poster. You can see there's the numbers. They are available from Monday to Friday. And the next one is from the government and non-governmental organizations. So one of the biggest psychology association in Indonesia is HIMSI. So this one is the biggest psychologist associations, which also can help people with mental health issue. Even though it's severe or mild symptom, you can ask them for help because they are available for online service right now during this COVID-19 pandemic. In Aceh itself, we have Ritz Consultant, which also helps people with mental health issues. And there are many others organizations such as Into the Light, Indonesia Mental Health Care Foundations, Get Happy, and sehatmental.id. They are also available online. So they are actively in Instagram and also through their website. So everybody can reach out for help. And it is very useful for everybody because sometimes people live in rural area and no access to mental health service. Right now there's an online and they can provide for help. And the last one is from the society. So society play big roles for maintaining and helping people with mental health issues. So a case study shows that people living with depressions report lower level of social support than others. So it shows that people with high social support will be more happier, be more relaxed because they know that somebody care about them, somebody really into them and want to include them in every activities. So it is very good to be supportive community, to be supportive society. So social interaction such as volunteering is also good to boost psychological well-being. So it is very important to have a social interactions. And next will be presented by my friend.
So how about now? Are you still fit with this mental health issue? Absolutely not. It's happened normally to people in society. You don't need to worry with it. There are numerous ways to cope with these mental health issues. They are: know what to do if you are sick and concerned about COVID-19 by contact a health professional before you start any self-treatment for COVID-19. Then know where and how to get treatment, like you find support services and sources, including counseling or therapy. And take care of your emotional health because it will help you think clearly and react to the urgent needs to protect yourself and your family. And don't forget to connect with others by talking with people you trust about the concern and how you are feeling right now. And maybe another suggestions I can give: take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, less browsing on social media, because hearing about the pandemic repeatedly can be upsetting. And don't forget to take deep breaths, and try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals. Exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and avoid excessive alcohol and drug use. And don't forget to make time to unwind by try to do some other activities you enjoy. The next explanation will be my friend.
So as you mentioned, several issues that related with COVID-19, and also explain how to identify if you or your friend have mental health issues and how to supporting them and so on. So at the end, I want to tell that despite all of these problems that we mentioned, we have to overcome from this tough time together. This is life and everything could happen in it. Life without problems is like to school without classes. You are probably not going to learn anything. So that's why we have to learn how to win our fear, how to solve our problems. This is not the end of the world. Don't put yourself into panic. Don't think too much negative things. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. That's why don't worry too much. Just get calm. I wish to all of you good luck. Take care of yourself. Follow the protocol of healthcare and stay healthy.
Those are what we can give by our presentations. We can wait for discussion sessions. If you guys have questions, don't doubt yourself to drop the question in the chat. Thank you. Terima kasih. Huruf had. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, wow. So it's a very good presentation from Unshia team. I guess we will have a good gesture later during the photo session. Yeah, we can do like a hug, I guess. And all right, so now let's move on to the second presenters from Unimap team. So Unimap team, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so whenever it is, then bring it on, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Mobility is back with Series 5, and today we are going to discuss about mental health for varsity students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Is it okay to not be okay? So, apparently, people who exercise have been proven to have lower stress levels. So who said you can't run away from your problems? Ladies and gentlemen, we are entangled in a global circumstance that has come down to a state of absolute compulsion. At this point, it has almost become a norm. We are stuck in a pandemic. We are all well informed of what coronavirus has done to mankind. Isolation, economic stalemate, death, you name it. Over the past 7 months, the world has seen a high degree of change due to the COVID-19 pandemic. People have lost their jobs, lost loved ones, and are struggling to maintain some sense of normalcy while life feels anything but normal. People have begun to compare the current situation to the state of distress back in the 1600s when the Black Plague took over. But today, we are here to address a completely separate entity. Ladies and gentlemen, there is another killer coexisting among us, pun intended, which has been overlooked for decades now. It has taken lives, caused humans to crumble from the inside, and live every waking moment of their lives questioning their sanity. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health has been profound throughout the years, but in Asian households, we tend to somehow end up turning a blind eye to the whole thing, starting from family interaction since we were young to currently being varsity students. Sadly, we have all faced mental health issues in our life. People who face mental health issues are not weak-minded, they are sick. We have to adjust our mindsets before addressing this element as a whole. And in a study released on World Mental Health Day by the International Committee of the Red Cross (IRCR), 51% of respondents surveyed across 7 countries reported that the global health crisis has negatively impacted their mental health. This experience has had a serious impact on collective mental health. I'll disclose some of the common mental health issues documented in Malaysia recently. Malaysians have been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and most of them have had panic attacks at some point in their lives while being students. Malaysian students are familiar with strict upbringing and are used to striving to fulfill the ever trending Asian stereotype, whereby students have to live up to expectations consisting of unnecessary levels of achievements, which have gone down the books as being the primary catalyst to anxiety and depression. After that, it is all downhill from there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lovely infographic by Befrienders done back in 2018 among 5.5 million adolescents in Malaysia. As it's clearly stated here, 1 in 5 suffered from depression. 1 in 5 means 1.1 million people. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of people. We have 2 in 5 suffering from anxiety. 1 in 10 were stressed. 1 in 6 were victims of bullying. And the other numbers speak for themselves. It's really sad. And then we have the DAS-21 scoring. This is a medium of diagnosis, which is used to separate the consequences of mental health based on gender. So here's the paradox. Normally people say only women have mental health issues or men do not have mental health issues, but it doesn't work that way, does it? Based on the proven record of the DAS-21 scoring, we can clearly see that it's the same situation for men and females. Well, the United Nations have come up with the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, which has 17 goals in total, but the one that hits close to home today, ladies and gentlemen, is the third one, which is providing well-being for all and all ages. Before COVID-19, life was good. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees. Progress in many health areas continued, but needs acceleration. But the pandemic has interrupted childhood immunization programs in around 70 countries. Healthcare disruptions could reverse decades of improvement, and less than half of the global population is covered by essential health services, which is a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are advocates of elite management of mental health issues among varsity students, and we shall bring you to the next phase where you will be given an interpretation and enlightenment of the highest caliber about the students' mental health issues during this COVID-19 pandemic by Ms. Noor Aisha Mohammad Noor. The floor is yours, Miss.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good morning everyone. Today I will explain to you guys about students' mental health issue during the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, we already have issue in online class. Start March 2020, Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia already asked to change learning method from face-to-face learning to online learning or known as e-learning method. In Unimap, we're using Google Classroom as main platform. There are so many things that we must do during this new norm, from final examination to online assessment, from hand skills lab to software. It is not make it's not only we can't focus, but it destroys students' spirit physically and mentally. Second, financial. Majority of the mental health issue among students is come from financial after sociology. Since the e-learning was applied for new norm cause of this pandemic, students had faced financial crisis. They spend a lot of money for get enough data on in online class. Some of them try and error which provided is the best. So more money already spent because of this. On early October 2020, Minister of Higher Education again purposed to do online class until 31st December 2020 that many of them already bought flight and bus ticket to back to their campus. And this is totally made their mental spirit lost because we already spent the money and some of them didn't get refund. Like myself, I already spent around 2,000 ringgit Malaysia and back to the campus, and it just burned like that. Okay, that's of the issue is surrounding environment. When students back to their hometown, they will face many of disturbance like family, especially kids, and also another responsibility to take care of their family. Again, their focus was lost and their CGPA was dropped too. We are not mentioned yet the student who stay on rural area. It's more disturbance than anyone who stay urban area. Last but not least, when we talk about a personal problem, we can see it's more like relationship with family, friends, classmates, lecture, and maybe we have problem with ourselves. It's hard to communicate among us. The conclusion is dilemma of this four kind of problem also already make them more stressed and being depressed. I will pass the next presenter, Indu Sangra. This floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aisha. A very good morning, everyone. So COVID-19 pandemic itself has caused much worry, stress, and grief. These stresses can cause mental health challenges for the varsity students and cause acute symptoms to appear for them. They may also experience pre-existing mental health challenges. Some of the typical indicators we may use to identify varsity students experiencing mental health difficulties may not be available. This is due to some of us may not be even meeting with the varsity students in person. Some lecturers may not even have the same varsity students drop-ins. Some lecturers may not be able to read varsity students' masked faces. As such, lecturers might wonder where varsity students are doing or to the degree which they are struggling, particularly with respect to emotional issues. Here, I will address how we can use existing processes to identify varsity students who may need extra support, especially regarding anxiety and depression, which can often go undetected even under the best of circumstances. Therefore, universal screening can be done to identify varsity students in need. DAS 21 Depression Anxiety Stress Scale Test evaluates the severity of mental disorder symptoms associated to the three and also provides a mild, moderate, or severe result. Some of the questions are like, I found it hard to wind down, or I couldn't seem to experience any positive feeling at all. It is an established method to identify varsity students who may have difficulties with anxiety or depression is through systematic screening of the university population. This screening primarily relies on varsity students' questionnaires regarding the frequency or severity of any emotional concerns. Lecturers also may be asked to nominate varsity students who appear to be excessively anxious or frequently sad. Varsity students can complete questionnaires using paper and pencil surveys or for now, more appropriately for online instruction phases through online platforms. Professionals like counselors, university psychologists use scores on these questionnaires to identify varsity students who appear at risk for anxiety or depression difficulties. At times, these at-risk students are asked to complete these questionnaires again a few weeks later to determine whether their mental health challenges are enduring. Some of the questionnaires, like how I mentioned before, I found it hard to wind down or couldn't seem to experience any positive feeling, can identify their mental health. According to Dowdy in recent studies, prior to COVID-19 pandemic, approximately 15 to 20% of students could be expected to be identified as needing support through screening. This percentage will almost certainly be higher given the potential emotional fallout of the pandemic. University-based mental health professionals can enable direct support to varsity students who are potentially at risk for emotional issues by helping to implement systemic screenings. While each university-based helping profession's ultimate goal is to facilitate the optimal development of each varsity students, there is a differentiation in roles that each specialist takes. For instance, within the screening process, lecturers are the professionals who are the most knowledgeable about varsity students' general behaviors because they have the most contact with varsity students daily. As a result, observant lecturers may be able to detect subtle changes in varsity students' daily mood, habits, and also university-based practices. In order to take a closer look at lecturers' concerns regarding problem behavior, a second professional, such as university psychologist, typically administers rating scales such as the behavior assessment system or the behavior and emotional screening system could be used. University psychologists administer skills such as these to multiple informants, such as the most important roles parents, lecturers, and varsity students themselves to provide a global view of a varsity student's functioning. Varsity students at the university psychologists identify as at-risk students typically referred to the university counselor. Within the tiered screening process, university counselors may decide to implement another round of screening before implementation by administering a more specified rating scale in an area identified as a risk student. For instance, in a varsity student was identified as being at risk for attention problem, the university counselor could administer the ADHD rating scale 5, which can help to accurately identify varsity students that are in need for an immediate attention. For instance, UNIMAP, University Malaysia Perlis, recently has conducted a research or a study using online platform on students' satisfaction level on online e-platform. This platform allows students to communicate their responses towards the online learning during the existing pandemic. That's all from me. I'll pass the floor to Nur Hafiza. Thank you.
Hello and good morning. I bid to all the way from Malaysia, with love to wherever you are. I want to start the part with a quote that I find very comforting. Just because no one else can heal or do your inner work for you doesn't mean you can, should, or need to do it alone. Just as it's written here, in this quote, I want you to know that this illness, although it is your personal battle, it doesn't need to be fought alone. So how can we support people with mental illness? Let's start with ourselves. Inner motivation is a very crucial part of healing for mental illness, because sometimes people outside, although they can sympathize with you, they will never truly understand what you're feeling or going through. The first step for intrapersonal motivation is take one step at a time and make small improvement. Sometimes even to get up is hard for people with mental illness. With this step, even one step count, and it is an improvement that should be celebrated. The second one is focus on things you can control. There's a lot of things you can control that may lead to anxiety, depression, and many other disorders, such as the loss of the loved one, family problem, work problem, or even a pandemic. With this step, you can just you just need to remember and focus on the thing you can control. If you can't breathe, focus on your breathing, the way the air feel your lung, what the air smell like today, and keep thinking and focusing on that until you feel okay. The third one is it's okay to cry. The problem with Asian parenting and mentality is that we're told to always be strong and not let others know how we feel. But you know what? It's okay to cry. Cry a river if you need to, because we're human and we get hurt. I will move on to the second stage of support system, family. Family is the closest people in our life beside ourselves. So if one is hurting, one will need family assistance the most. The first step family can take is be present. Ask them if they're okay. Ask them if they're eaten or not. And just be present, even if they refuse you. Because sometimes People lie to avoid getting hurt, like saying, I'm fine, even if they're not. Secondly, get the help they need. As family member, sometimes we notice things that happening to our loved one faster than the outsiders. And if that person need help, doesn't have the will to get help, you have to do it for them. The third one, what you can do is you have to what you have to do. Notice that I say have, okay, not can, because you need to do this. Period. Is that you can't give up. Come rain or thunder, don't give up on them because they have already given up on themselves. You need to be their safety belt that they can hold on to even when they have already lost the rope. The next one is support and encouragement from friends. Sometimes the very problem one have is from one family. So if that is the case, friends are next in line. You are their lifeline. So what can you do to help if they come to you? First, listen. This doesn't only apply to friends, but all the support system that we have, come it's family, friend, or even society. We need to stop and listen. What we're doing right now is not listening. We're hearing but not listening. So people, start listening to that silent cries. Secondly, what you can do as friend is to be sensitive. Sometimes we might say the wrong things if we're not careful and sensitive enough toward one another's feeling. So be sensitive and educate yourself if needed. The third one is be there. Even though you can't do anything, just be there, and that's the biggest help you can give them. Moving on to the next support system, university. University assistant is very crucial in ensuring student studies environment does not affect their mental health. Because studies say that 70% of areas say that mental health struggle have hurt their academics. So what can university do to help? The first step that university may take as a suggestion is that university need to start having in-house psychologists. Now, counselors are not enough for students with mental health. We need more help from university. In university, we have in-house dentists and in-house general doctor. So why can't we provide in-house psychologists when we know a lot of students struggle because of this illness? So we need to change for the better. The second one, university can try to provide help specific to student case. For example, students have mental illness because of family environment or financial problem. So university can try to help by giving them hostel to live away from family or financial support for them. The third one, um, try to bring awareness to university staff and lecturer. I can't stress this enough because one is very important. University need to at least try to educate everyone involved to provide a better future, not just student, but also university staff and lecturer. Because ignorance is not a bliss. I know that the situation right now is better than it is before in regarding of the mental health because people are a lot more people know about mental health than before, but it doesn't mean that it's enough. We need to do better. We have to do better so that even if we're not okay, we will still be okay. I will pass the floor to Miss Halifa.
Thank you, Hafiza, for the presentation. So I will be presenting about what government and NGOs can do to support those who suffered from mental illness. First is they need to provide more support to those in B40's family. So what do I mean by B40 families is the category for family with the median income of 3,166 ringgit Malaysia per month or lesser. So the government should increase the budgeting or allocation for this family. Those who were born in a fortunate or wealthy family can choose either to go to get diagnosed or treatment in government hospital or the private sector hospital. Next is to increase awareness. So to increase awareness, it is to uh, to reduce the stigma from the society surrounding mentally ill patients. For example, the government can create a talk show to educate the society or a forum like this to educate them. Next is to increase the number of facilities for diagnosis of the patient. I got myself diagnosed in Hospital Kanga nearby my university, and ever since the start of the pandemic, I decided that I wanted to do the online learning at my home in Johor. So I left my medication back in Perlis, and the way that I need to stock the medication up is to drive 1 hour from my house to the hospital. So I suggested that the government should get most of the hospital access to funding to the psychiatry department so that the patient can get more access to the nearby facilities. Next. Next is society. So first is to reduce the stigma around mental health. So how do we do that is to educate them about mental health. So it is reported that 90% of people suffering from a mental illness experience discrimination as a result. And this discrimination can be experienced either in workplace, in a society circle, or even in our relationships. So the first thing that we need to do is to banish the myth surrounding the mental health. We need to recognize that mental health is no different from physical health. Both can malfunction and can be treated. So you wouldn't tell someone who suffered from broken arms or broken legs to just deal with it or just man up. So why do you tell this to the people who suffered from mental health? Next is to empathize with those who suffered from mental illness. Empathizing to those who suffered from mental health condition will also help them in reducing the stigma against those who suffered from mental health issue. A few steps can be taken, which is one of them is to look beyond the label. People should never be labeled. For example, like labeling people who suffer from anxiety or depression as crazy, attention seeker, pathetic, or overthinker. Somebody suffering from the mental illness may view their illness as their defining features. I was also always being told that I'm overthinking, and I started to believe that I am an overthinker, even though it was actually my anxiety that did that. So next is the conclusion. In conclusion, a mental health issue had existed for a long time. Many people faced the illness. However, the unfortunate events such as the COVID-19 pandemics making it more apparent. What we as a society can do is to support and listen to them, be there for them, and accept them for who they are. For acknowledgement, we would like to acknowledge all three of the university that participating in today's event and to inform or teach everyone here about mental health. We would like to thank Universitas Syah Kuala Unsya, Taksin University, and University Malaysia Perlis to take part in this event. We would also like to thank all the spectators that have been attending today's forum, and we would also like to extend our gratitude and thanks to the organizer for organizing this forum today. So I would like to end our presentation today with, do you all need help? If so, please seek for help. Everyone is here to help you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic from UNIMAP team. So I guess one of the message that is important for us is, it's an interesting question I noted is that it is really okay to cry as we are human. I guess because no matter how gentle we are, so crying is humanistic. So by crying, we will release our pressure and we feel more confidence and we feel more comfortable. So now let's move on to the final presenters from PSU. Are you ready, guys?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, Okay, we are ready. So when you're ready, so just go on. Okay, time is yours.
All right. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are a team from Taksin University, Thailand. So today we are going to discuss about mental health for a varsity student during COVID-19 pandemic. It is okay to not be okay. So let's get started with the first topic, which is introduction and background information. So we're gonna talk about what is mental health issues. So mental health issues is a disorder that distresses over 10% of the world population, but we as a society, we rarely know about it. It's a disorder that defined by feelings, behavior, and thoughts, rather than obvious symptoms like vomiting, rashes, or fever. And it could be difficult to understand what happens inside us because it's visible. So to understand what mental health issue really is, we need to talk about symptoms. First is related to how someone feels, such as sadness, anger, guilt, and hopelessness. And the next is behavior. It's related to like social withdrawal, poor self-concentration, self-problem, and significant changes in appetite. And the last thing that mental health is related to is thoughts, such as poor self-esteem, thought of suicide, and loss of interest in participating in social activities. And before COVID-19 crisis, many people were already in stress and mental health issue. The World Organization reported at the beginning of the 2020 that around 2,064,000,000 people around the world were suffer in mental health issues. And this is the graph of society in worldwide. Please look at 2019 and 2020. From 2019 to 2020, it increased about 5 per 100,000 people, which is very high. And next is a chart from Thailand. Suiciding in Thailand is increased about 1.5 per 100,000 person. It might look not much, but if it means someone, it means if there is 5,000 people who suffer in mental health issue, that is, we have to help them and we have to take care of them. All right, so let's jump to the next topic by Saharat.
Thank you, Nice. Next, I would like to talk about the common mental health issues. There are 9 types of them. Firstly, depression. It is a condition in which the patient loses interest in everyday activities, have negative thoughts, lack of confidence and self-stability, or feeling trust. Patients with severe symptoms may even want to hurt themselves, or even think about suicide. Secondly, bipolar disorder. It is a symptom in which the patient has strong feelings, which are divided into 2 episodes. Many episodes is when the patient has feeling, thoughts, and behavior in positive way. But in the depression episodes, has feelings, thoughts, and behavior in negative way. And both of these will change over time. Thirdly, schizophrenia. It is a condition in which the patient has thoughts, senses, hearing, vision, or belief that is different from realities, even though they have seen the evidence and facts. Next, general anxiety disorder. It is the symptom that the patient feel anxious and stresses in the situation in which they can unable to control it. It's but not the same as panic attack, and patient will not separate themselves from the others. Then, panic disorder is the symptom that arises from the situation that occurs suddenly, resulting in the patient experiencing extreme fear or anxiety. The next is obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD. It is a condition which the patient is unable to control or loses control over repetitive actions or thoughts, and it causes the patient to feel exhausted and unhappy with their daily life. Secondly, post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. It is the symptoms caused from a bad event that patient has experienced. It causes severe anxieties, repeated hallucinations of the flashback again when encountering stimuli. Next, social anxiety disorder or SAD. It is a condition where the patient feels uncomfortable when doing public activities or talking to strangers. And patients with this disorder have fear of shame. This disorder can contribute to depression. Lastly, specific phobia is a condition in which the patient has severe fear of some things, such as fear of spiders, fear of cats, fear of narrow space, and so on. It impacts their daily life when the patient meets the stimuli and want to get out of the area or panic seriously. In conclusion, mental health issues differ from one another and they are very specific and have different types of symptoms. Some diseases are caused by environment, heredity, bad event, or stress. The patient will be affected in daily activities. There will be numerous scope of mental health issues. Let's hear from Pon.
Thank you, Shogun. Next, let's start about student mental health issue during COVID-19. Beginning a new chapter at a college or a university can be exciting. However, the COVID-19 pandemic may mean that instead of getting involved in campus life, many will start studying new courses at home, having classes online, so university or a college life might look a little different in these years. For college students, higher levels of psychological distress and downstream negative academic consequences are prevalent under normal circumstances. As a result of physical distancing measures implemented in response to COVID-19, it's reasonable to infer that students may experience reduced motivation towards students, increased pressures to learn independently, abandonment of daily routine, and potentially higher rates of dropout as direct consequences of this measure. It is important that students should be aware of their mental well-being and take care of their mental health is as important as looking after their physical health. Having a good mental health means feeling positive and being able to cope with every pressure and form and maintain healthy relationships. It is important to recognize change in emotions, thought, and behaviors. The signs of a potential mental health problem include change in mood, disturbed sleep, disturbed eating pattern, lack of care for personal appearance or personal responsibilities, unusual behavior, resilience physical symptoms, increased use of alcohol or other drugs, and thinking or talking about not wanting to live. I have friends that get into depressions in high school, grade 11, and become higher than that period because COVID-19 pandemic. I already interviewed her. Let's see some information about her depression. First, she is currently 20 years old. When she was a high school student, grade 11, she went to the doctor and found that she had depression. She took the drug and found the doctor about 2 years until better. Her second semester in the first year, she took herself to the doctor again, and the doctor told he had depression again. Her second year of university life was in the midst of a COVID-19 situation. By the way, she can't study because she doesn't concentrate and doesn't want to study or do anything. She always stressed and pressures. Now, she dropped to study to taking medication and seeing a doctor. Let's go to the next topic by B.
Thank you, Bon. The next topic is how to identify if you or your friends has mental health issues or not. As you know that during COVID-19 pandemic period, people can have mental health issues without knowing themselves. You can identify whether you, your friends or family have it or not by these following behaviors, such as emotions changing, self-appreciation decreasing, worsening health conditions. Next, mental health issues can lead to many effects. These effects have been separated into two levels, personal level and national level. The first level is personal level. This level affects to the patient themselves. There are two types, internal and external. Internal effects occur in their minds, but can be observed by some behaviors. For example, losing focus on studying, having negative emotions, drowning in flashback, or having nightmares and sleeplessness. On the other hand, external effects can seen outside, such as digestive problems, body aches, and worn out body. Sometimes internal effects result in external effects by themselves, and the worst result is suicide. Another level is national level. This level affects to the people who live around them. And the first effect is verbal violence, because some of the patients may hurt the people around them by the words. And second effect is physical violence. Some of the patients might harm the people around them. And the last one is feelings of the close people around the patients. Because if the patients took long time to cure, their family and friends will be very anxious and at risk to have mental health issues as well. Next, I would like to give you some of student cases to show you that mental health issues are serious and it affects many people around us. First, it is the case about me. When I was a freshman, I have sleepless nights, lost focus on studying, drawn in flashbacks, and have negative thoughts. It had happened unknowingly, and I flipped from someone who was kind to my friends, my family, to someone who was different, like speak bad words to my friends, my family. After that, I felt so guilty that I hid in my dorm and missed classes for a month. Fortunately, one of my friends took me to see a psychiatrist. Now I have fully recovered, but I still see a psychiatrist whenever I feel anxiety. The second case is about a friend of mine. She has panic disorder since she was an early teenager. She will have panic attacks when something happens urgently. And now she still recovering and is around 9 years already. She can recover practically by doing presentation in front of the class. If there is enough time to prepare the presentation, she will not have the panic attacks. But however, if the attacks happen, we as her friend must help her immediately by give her medicine and water. Then, in case she would not get better, we must call for an ambulance. As you can see, the effects that I have to you occurred in both cases. However, if we prepare and understood the symptoms, we can manage ourselves to help them when they need it. You can learn to prepare and get suggestions from Dino.
Thank you, Ms. B, for the useful information. So we are going to move to the next topics about the taxation. And on this last topic, it will be a topic about advice for people with depression and how to take action for this around you to make people with depression happier in their life. So let's find out how to cope with depression. Firstly, there should be a group of depressive patients to change and listen to their opinions and treatment methods. For some, this may mean creating stronger ties with friends or family. Knowing you can count on supportive loved ones to help can go a long way towards improve your depression. Secondly, reduce your stress because if you have accumulated stress, it can lead to even more depression. Therefore, you should find some free time to relieve stress. This will reduce the risk of depression. If you are stressed, Try meditation, read encouraged article or find the right move for yourself. For example, try cleaning the house as it will make you feel better about yourself. Thirdly, improve your sleep hygiene. A 2014 study found that 80% of people with depression has insomnia. So you should get enough rest. It may begin by reducing to use electronic devices or engaging in other relaxing activities. Fourthly, you should exercise at least 3 times a week to make a body feel refreshed and energized, ready to perform more activities. And finally, pets are also a great motivator for people, and this can be beneficial for those suffering from depression. Pets can also have calming effects on their owner. Just by stroking, sitting next, or playing with the pet can give owner change to relax and calm their minds. Caring for pets also gives you their purpose and reward, and a sense of achievement is also help you feel valuable and needed. It is also very important for people with depression is that they gain understanding from this around them. So let's look at how to act for this around of people with depression. Firstly, recognize and observe symptoms of depression in this around you. Be it friends, family, or loved ones, understand and study symptoms of depression you're concerned may be able to help can seek them help. Secondly, be a good listener without trying to fix your friends or family. A personal talk sessions will help people with depression talk about their feelings, and you should be willing to listen without judgment. Thirdly, encourage those who receive help even if you can't control someone else. Recovery from depression. But you can start by encouraging people with depression to seek help. Depression is also associated with negative way of thinking. Depression people may believe that the situation is hopeless and that treatment is pointless. If your friends or family member resist getting help, general medical examination recommend to the doctor. Doctors can rule out the medical causes of depression. If your doctor finds that you have got depression, they can refer your loved one to psychiatrist or psychologist. Encourage your loved one to make detailed list of symptoms and disease to consult with their doctor. You can also take things that you observe as outside a suffer, such as you feel much worse in the morning, or you tend to get so much pain before work. And this is all of my topic. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dino. Overall, you can see that mental health issues high in people's mind and it affects more and more people around us. There are many common types of it, and we may have it, even you, your friends, or family. Then, when you see some of above behaviors happen in someone, you can help those who suffer from it correctly by the given suggestion from Dino. And for all university students, I would like to tell you that in our university, we also have healthcare center and have counselor for you when you have the symptoms that you suggest that you may suspicious that it might be mental health problem. However, medicine can only help about 30% of curing. But if the patients are encouraged and think that they can recover, there will be more 70% chance of recovering. Therefore, we should all turn our attention to the growing serious issue of today and help each other to prevent and treat it properly. Please don't think that it is something that far from you. If you are unaware, it can be more serious than you think. Thank you.
Well done, guys. So yeah, I think we should do virtual applause, I guess, for everyone presenting today. They are all very good and very nice, excellent presentation, very insightful. And I think that's all the session for the presentation. And right now we'll have a break. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw some of you clapping hands virtually. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so now it's the time to break. So we will have around 10-minute break. So we'll join in 10 minutes. And I guess for all the audience that listening to all the presentation, if you have any questions to ask, then feel free to ask and use your chat box, put your name and then put your university as well, and then to whom the question you address. So yeah, so feel free to ask and we'll collect the question and then ask all the three teams to answer later. Okay, see you guys in 10 minutes. All righty. So hello again. Hello, hi.
Hello, so welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay, yeah. So I just want to call everyone. So is everyone here? So Unshiatim, are you here?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. Okay, and TSU team, I saw you're coming. Okay, are you ready, guys?
Yes.
All right. Okay, and I saw Unimap team as well already. Some of them already opened the camera. And so this session is a question and answer session. So I've collected some of the questions. Let's see how much question we can address. So I guess all the questions are very interesting and exciting to be discussed. And yeah, this session will be lasted for 40 minutes. And I guess I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, six or 8 question even. So yeah, so it's 8 question so far I have, and let's see how much we can answer. So if I divide it into 8 questions, so it will be like 5 minutes for each question. And then for each team, if I divide it, let's say probably 1 or 2 minutes to answer the question. Is it possible for you guys? Is it okay?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's begin our question session. I'll show you the screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me put it bigger. All right, okay. So first question comes from Mr. Khairanu from Rao from Unima, Malaysia. So there are 2 questions. Actually, I combined it 2 questions because he asked previously 2 times. So yeah, so I combined it into one. So first question is for Thaksin University. So give us a Thai organization that primarily aids on mental health and provide statistics of their finding, if possible. And then the second question goes to Unsyah team. So do you believe Indonesia will be successful in their effort, if any, to attend to mental health issues? If so, why? So I guess Thaksin University will answer first. Are you ready, guys? So go on. Thaksin team? Thaksin team?
Yes, did you hear me?
Yeah, so would you mind answering the question? The first question is for you again.
Yes, I will be the one who
Go
answered
ahead.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, for a Thai organization that is on mental health, we have the government bureau that name is Department of Mental Health, and this department provide e-reports every year on their findings about the mental health issues. Thank you.
Okay. So for Unshia team, the second question goes to you. You want to answer the question?
The question. Thank you so much for giving us this question. So the question is about, do you believe Indonesia will be successful their efforts, if any, to attend to mental health issue? If so, why? So we've been said that the government and also the non-governmental give the platform to help people with mental issues. So it is very depend on the person itself, because if we want to cure ourselves, it depends from the person. So from the government and the non-governmental organization have give the platform. So let we cooperate together and try to make ourselves more better through this platform. So it also will help people by giving them the services. And for example, like in the University of Shafala itself, we also provide the mental health service. So it can help them. And whether it's success or not, it depends on the person. Do they want to be normal again? So it actually depends on the person. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hopefully they will answer Mr. Khairan Rao question. Okay. So yeah. So now move on to the second question. I have the second question from TSU. Yeah, from Ms. Pimpakan. So I would like to ask that, do you have any friend who refused to receive help? Or what did you do to change their mind? I guess because there is no direction to whom they address, so can be answered from University of Shahwala and University Malaysia Perlis, I guess. So I'll start with Unshia. So can you answer this question? Unshia team?
Maybe I will answer for this question.
Okay, go ahead, Cody. Yeah.
Among my friends, there is only like I got one friend who like got depression, but this is related with his work. Like he got lots of work to do. He's a beginner in his work, but he don't refuse to receive help. But I could like suggest him just to do the thing that he likes to do, like maybe rather a hobby or something else, that something that makes him happy, so he will like forget about the his depression and like will get like spirit to work and go ahead. I think this, so yeah, thank you.
Okay, from Unimap team?
Hi, I'm Indu from University Malaysia Perlis, Unimap.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So my personal experience in this, I've had in fact a lot of friends who experience mental health issue, but they are not open to share it. It's because they see it as a disease, but actually it's just a sick. So whenever we have a sick, for example, fever, when you're having flu, you seek for medicine, correct? But people come to mental health issues, they trying to take it as a disease, like mental brain issues, schizophrenia, stuff like that. So we need to break this taboo. So how do I convince people who refuse to seek for medicine is I try to talk to them saying that it is not a big thing to hide from. You don't have to cover yourself. It's just like a sick, just fever, medicine. So just come to us, especially there's a counseling session in Unimap. So we'll call the friends to go to the session and just talk, be friends. And the best of all is that in counseling session in Unimap, they don't really treat you like a patient, whereas we do many activities, like we have coloring session, we have drawing session. So how we actually talk to our clients is that we ask them to just draw while closing their eyes. How do they really feel? So instead of them being shy to express their feeling, they could actually express it through their drawing. So in this situation, right, we actually give them the space to express themselves, not through words, but through how they feel. So in this situation, they feel more free to express themselves. And once they already draw, we will tell them what does the drawing mean, and they feel okay. And we give a lot of word to mouth support. We convince them, we tell them it's okay not to be okay. We all experience mental breakdown at some points. I'm sure even the president, even doctors, lawyers, engineers, everyone goes through it. It's just some people, they have social support, family support, they have many kinds of support, and they are out there to reach out for help. But some people, especially people who are introverts, they are quite shy to share with other people. So when we notice through their gestures, nonverbal cues, we would make ourselves closer to them and ask them, and we would help them. And we believe through this, we give them the convenience to share how they really feel with us. Thank you.
All right, perfect. So very nice answer, I guess. Any one of you would like to add more? From everyone, from TSU as well, that's fine. From Unsia or Unimap? Do you want to add? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Alifa.
Hi, I'm Nur Halifa from University Malaysia Perlis. So
Okay.
actually, I don't have a friend who refused to receive help. It is from me. I'm the one who refused to receive help earlier. And the thing that make me change my mind is that I realized that somehow, some way, my friends are starting to like abandon me and leaving me behind. So I was wondering, was it something wrong with me? Is it because of the way I isolated myself, or I did not talk to them? Is it something wrong with me? So that what makes me want to receive help and get myself diagnosed. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, it's great perspective. I guess instead of seeing friends who refuse help, maybe sometimes it's ours that may refuse the help, and sometimes it's very interesting that it's ours that change our mind, not we ask everyone to change. So yeah, that's good point, Halifa. So moving on to a third question for this session. I have a question from Unsia from Rusia Al-Adawiyah. So her I guess, yeah, her question is that a very good morning for everyone. I would like to ask Unimap presenters, yeah, how to face condition which our friends or relatives want to do self-harm. Oh gosh, I guess it's more like dangerous things because of their mental illness. Thank you. So, Unimap presenters?
That would be me.
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
All right. First of all, we have a condition where our friends or relatives want to do self-harm because of their mental illness. You see, self-harm is a byproduct of mental illness, which could be depression or anxiety or both. Here's the thing, we need to address the core of the situation and sit down with the victim and talk. By talking, I mean not just attacking them with questions, but also making sure that they are comfortable with us asking the questions, and also having them to give answers that are honest instead of just lying to make themselves feel better, so that we can address the issue, the situation, and find help for them. Because when it comes to self-harm and just normal depression, there are differences, because depression is just mental stress compared to self-harm, which has physical consequences. So we can specify the help that they need so that the condition can be eradicated. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Any one of you would like to add? from TSU team? Or from UNIMAP as well? Other presenters? Would like to give more perspective? Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Rasha.
I want to share with you. Actually, I had depression. I had diagnosed with depression by Hospital Tunku Fauzia. Then, and what if how to face our and everything. I will do is I will hug her, or I won't hug him. I will hug her if she is woman, because if we hurt someone, we transfer the positive vibe to her, and maybe she can be feel calm and more easy from for is feel better than before, like that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good point. I mean, like it's creating positive environment so that it may protect them as well to do self-harm. So is that right? It's something like that. Okay. Yeah. So from TSU team, if you would like to add. TSU team, are you with us?
No, thank you so much. No.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yep. Moving on to the next question. Yeah, okay, it's from Munshia as well. So from Haikal. So social stigma and discrimination can make mental health problem worse and stop a person from getting the help they need. As a student, what is the most effective way to reduce the stigma and discrimination toward people with mental health illness in the society? There's no direction toward the university that he addressed. So can we start with TSU? TSU team? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I think for this question, I think we have to talk about people around who got mental health issues. People who have mental health issues is like people who got starter. That means you have to open your mind, trying to understand them, that it just is not disease, it's just disorder that happen in their mind. It's just a problem, just a little bit problem. So it's important that people around them have to understand them and watch them closely and trying to get used so you can understand more and be spend time with them so you can understand them. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other presenters would like to add? From
Allow me to
TSU?
add.
Oh, okay. Mr. Karanu. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, from UNIMAP, we have to know that as a student, there is no effective way to reduce the stigma and discrimination because stigma and discrimination covers the whole nation. Lots of people are covered. So as one student, we can't do anything. But the best thing we can do is take part in the campaigns that are organized by the organizations that aid mental health and the governmental efforts that are out there. We need to reach out and notify every single other person in the room that mental health should be normalized and not treated as a disease that is viral. So we need to make sure that before finding an effective way to reduce the stigma and discrimination, we need to find a way to first educate the public before taking the initiative. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good point. Education is the powerful thing to reduce the stigma and discrimination, right? Okay, yeah. So educate people is a better way to reduce to make people realize that stigma and discrimination is not good. All right. So from Unshia team itself, maybe, do you want to add more?
Could I please add from UNIMAP team?
Yeah, go ahead, Indu. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Indu. So regarding the social stigma and discrimination, right? Besides all this, I believe that our personal health would actually identify whether how are we going to react to this kind of thing. So giving a very, very simple reason why we often get stressed out and we feel like we're not good enough, which also leads to mental health issue, is just simply by comparing ourselves with others. For example, like these days we're having online classes, so during most of the time we are on internet, so we tend to go to our Instagrams, Facebooks, and we're just comparing with our friends who are doing better. We're comparing ourselves with people who are producing so many things in just a day. So what I would personally advise here, and I would humbly like everyone of us to do, is to just let things go by our way and just follow our pace and not take things too personally. I mean, everything happens in the right timing and in the right pathway that we go. I believe in the law of timing. So I believe that everyone has their own pace and timing. So simply by just comparing ourselves or just by giving opinions or giving attention to people who don't really care about us but just discriminate us or have the social stigmas toward us, we don't need to react in such a way. So we cannot do anything without everyone touching us. So how do we react towards how people react towards is everything. So I personally and humbly hope that everyone would have the personal attention to react to the things that actually come to their way so that they could actually handle this social stigma discrimination in a better ways. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Great explanation. Yeah.
Can I add a bit?
From Onshihati?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Fanny.
Okay. So I also agree with the previous suggestions that from the UNIMAP, because it is very effective to share everything in social media right now, because the teenagers are more stereotyped in the social media. So that is one of the effective ways to show them to change the stigma and also discrimination. And one more I would like to add, that becoming peer support is also very important. Like my previous presentations, in the college, in the university area, as a student, we also have friends who feel not okay with their mental state. So it is very good to be supportive friends, be peer support that can help them cope with their stress. Sometimes they don't want somebody to tell them what to do, but they only want someone to listen to what they feel. So be a good listener for them. And I think that's one of ways that we can change their stigma about the mental illness itself. And also for the society knows that mental health is something really bother, like sick or like illness, but all we know that everybody experience mental breakdown, like, so it is very normal to feel not okay. So all we need to do is try to tell people, like giving them like educate them by not a very hard lessons, but just tell them that being in a mental breakdown is normal for everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, using social media, it's a part of good tools to promote and to educate people. Yeah. Any one of you would like to add? I guess this question is interesting to discuss. Any one of you from TSU? From
I just
UNIMAP
like
or?
to add that girls butterfly
Okay, go ahead, Indu. Go ahead.
could be practiced. I mean, that girl reminds me of the butterfly hug. So that could be one of the best ways to actually make someone feel good. That's all. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I agree as well. So we should do that butterfly hug gesture, I guess, during the photo session. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I think that's
Hello,
good
can
thing
anyone
for
hear
us
me?
today.
That's a good move.
Yeah,
The
Fanny, you
session
want to
never
add?
get butterfly.
Can
Okay.
I add
Yeah.
a bit?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Before this, Kiran, we're talking about as a student, we can't do much of a different, right? But I think that is very not true, because I think change start from someone, right? Every old thing that we know before, every new thing right now is a new idea that someone bring in. So I think that within the personal level itself, we have to stop the stigma and discrimination. If we don't start with ourselves, nobody will listen, or nobody will start to change. So stigma and discrimination actually start from way before, like even during my grandma time, there's a lot of stigma regarding the mental health issue. So we need to start be the change. Even though it's a small change, it's still a change. And I would like to think that it's affecting someone in a good way.
All right. I saw before the TSU team would like to add as well. So if you would like, then go ahead. You want to add?
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, perfect. So now let's move on to the next question. Yeah, from TSU. So from Ms. Pim Pahakan. So I would like to ask one more question. Yeah, okay. Is it normal in Malaysia or in Indonesia people to see a psychiatrist? So I guess from Malaysia, you would like to answer first?
I like to represent from Malaysia, UNIMAP. So regarding this question, to be bluntly honest, there are many people who are still not okay with seeing a psychiatrist. However, due to education nowadays, since there are online platforms and education is going on and people are also delivering their counseling session through online, I think it's getting a bit wider. People are getting more open to it. I would not lie that there are many people are doing it, but I could assure that many people are trying to do this. So they are feeling like friends, because even the counselors are not wearing their coat suit and appearing like a counselor, but they're being more friendly. They are approaching through online platforms, asking if you need help or if there's anything that you want to talk. We're just here to listen, instead of saying that, hey, you there, you have a mental illness, you better share with me. Or no, I'm going to put you into the jail or just get you admitted in the mental hospital, right? Yeah, that's not what they're doing. So they're actually being more friendly, more approachable. So people are getting more free to share their thoughts and feelings with the psychiatrist. So I believe that as this passes, the number of people who are actually sharing this via online platform would increase. So that's my personal opinion. Thank you.
Yeah. So I saw that the point is that it's also delivered during the whole presentation from every presenters of the universities. Yeah. So yeah, it may sound like a psychiatrist, but it's actually your friend, your parents, and etc. All right. From Indonesia team, from Unsia, you would like to add some?
Okay, I would like to answer the questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it normal in Indonesia to see a psychiatrist? So the answer is normal in Indonesia, because Indonesia has aware with these mental health issues. People go to the psychiatrist because he wants to reduce his mental illness by the symptoms that exist to him or her. So by visiting the psychiatrist is one of the ways to reduce the mental illness. So that's all from me.
Okay, perfect. So I guess now we'll have to move on to the next question. We have around 3 more questions here with me. Yeah, from Indu, from UNIMAP. So question for Unsia presenters. So may I please know how effective is your online platform to reach out to mental health issue varsity students? Also, do they reach out the platform when they are depressed? Yeah, also interesting question. So anyone from Unsia would like to answer? From Monira maybe, or other speakers? Sorry, Munifa, or maybe Rizka, maybe you would like to answer the question?
I'm very eager to know, guys. Please answer me. Like, I do not know what's happening there, so please let me know.
You're so excited, Indu. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Anyone from Unsia? Okay, go ahead.
Fanny will answer this question. All right. So because I'm from the Department of Psychology in the University of Shahwala itself, so I kind of know about when do students in this area reach out to the platform. So during this COVID-19, it's like kind of people try to reach out more to the platform because they don't live in one area, which is they live in far from the university, so it's hard for them to come, right? So they reach out through online, so it's easier for them to get the access. So it's really effective for them to reach out for help. Like they call the psychologist not to talk about their severe mental illness, but they just want somebody to talk with them because sometimes friends have no time to listen their worry. So from the University of Shahwala itself provide a platform for students to discuss about their problems. So it is very effective for the online platform because also some of them didn't want to come because they don't want people to see them come to the psychologist. But now because of online, it's easier and people more believe that their people out there want to help them even though by online. So it is also very effective. And that's all.
Yeah. I agree with that, I guess. Yeah, this pandemic has created a massive communication even for the world to connect each other, right? So I guess it's a good communication way to reduce the mental health issues to the online platform we have like this what we do today, or maybe you have maybe WhatsApp call or Skype and etc. with your friends. So there are a lot of platforms. Anyone from Unsia would like to add, or from TSU? I call the TSU team. Maybe you have perspective from what you do in Thailand.
Okay, I would like to answer more.
Go ahead. Yeah.
In TSU, we also have online questionnaire and online platform for someone who suspicious if they have mental health issues or not. And it is still like beginning, but we believe that it will be effective here because this is a good way for someone who is shy to come to the counselor, something like that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yep. Thank you very much. So that's pretty good answer. So yeah, counselor is the one we seek for as well. Like yeah, to maintain our health, mental health particularly. And I guess I made a mistake before in collecting the question. So the same question from Unsia. So last question, I guess, for this session. Yeah. Hopefully the question for Rindu is answered well. And from Unsia, I have the last one from Toily. I would like to ask from both university. The question is how we can reduce mental illness. Enough to mention only 3 main points that you think are important according to your opinion. So yeah, so I think so Toily may ask for a short answer, I guess, for 3 main points. So yeah, maybe Unimap team may start first.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this is a very good question. How can we reduce mental illness? Because actually mental illness is once we get the mental illness, it's going to stay with us. So how can we reduce it? We actually, this is very hard question. We actually can't reduce the mental illness that one person can have, but we can help them get through it. But we can actually, as a person, try to reduce the rate of people that get mental illness by days or years, because I believe that one person can do so much in this world, and one person can spread so much positivity that we can make someone that has mental illness live with their mental illness and accept who they are. Because why should you be ashamed of mental illness? Because like there's a lot of question about shameful thing about mental illness, stigma, people that say that so mental illness is for people that are crazy only. It's not true, because like with all of people right now in this world experience stress. With stress, it can lead to depression or other mental illness that we know right now. So I think that we need to educate our society better. We need to educate our student better. We need to educate everyone around us better, so that we can normalize the thing that we hear right now. Because I think like every old ideas right now is new then. So we need to make this new idea old enough for people to remember and to understand what's been going on in this world. So we just need to create a better environment for people to live in. That's it.
Perfect. So anyone from TSU would like to answer Toyle's question? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The method that we can reduce stress 3 point. Firstly, pets can reduce your stress, and in Thailand we begin have pet cafe like cat cafe or bird cafe, and which will make you feel better and feel relaxed and comfortable. And secondly, there should be a group of depressive patients to change and listen your methods. And finally, I think you can read encouraging articles or find the right move for yourself. Like you can clean your house, it will make you feel better. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good point from the perspective of taking care of pet. I guess it's make people enjoyable, or maybe in other way you can plant a flower maybe, or you do gardening. So yeah, it's very enjoyable and reduce your stress. And yeah, it's like maybe talking to talking to your pet or talking to the plant as well. So yeah, very good.
Can I add from Unimap?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Indu from Unimap. So I really love this question that I think I need to answer it. So like, since you say you want 3 main points, first and foremost, I would say like take care of your body. Like how Kiran, firstly, he said that taking care of your body reduces stress, right? So simply taking care of your physical can improve your mental health. Plus, it's pandemic. Most of us don't really go out. We're at home, so we can just watch some videos and take care of our body. You know, you feel good when you are good, especially when your body is in a good position, posture, in a good shape. Next, just simply surround yourself with good people. Just imagine us being with a group of people who are sad. You just tend to have that because it will spread to you, right? It's very infectious. Just like how they have this laughing group of people, they have this laughter medicine where you just join the group, you just start laughing. So when you join a group of people who are simply good to your mental health, who are positively talking. I'm not trying to say that people are 100% positive every day. That is impossible. I'm sure even God is not positive 100%. That's why we always have black and white, and there's even gray. So simply be with people who are good for your mental self. And third of all, just learn how to deal with stress. We cannot run away from stress. We are humans, we are not computers. That's why we are unique. We have emotions, we have feelings, we have happiness, we have sadness, we have depression. All these are simply normal. So just by not overthinking it, I strongly believe that we could overcome these mental health issues just by simply adapting to it. Like, yeah, I'm sad now. Okay, maybe I can just relax. Like how you say, they have like pet cafes now. You can visit to the pet cafes or simply just do gardening at home. Just try to distract yourself, and I'm sure that this will pass as well. So that's from me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So totally agree. Definitely agree with that. So yeah, I guess making something positive for us and for everyone, it's a good way to release stress. So yeah, try to surround yourself with positive people. Yeah, I saw in somebody from UNIMEP, I guess from Nur Aisha, trying to make a group, I guess, from WhatsApp group to connect each other. I guess that's good. That's good solution as well. So perhaps you guys from all presenters from those three universities can gather together in one group, and then maybe we don't know, someday maybe you can visit each other. Maybe someday you can visit Thailand, we can visit Indonesia or Malaysia. So yeah, that's positive. I guess yeah, keeping in touch with everyone is the key. All right. So I guess those all of the questions I have so far, and I guess we should do virtual clapping again, I guess, for all of us. It's very interesting discussion. Very interesting discussion for us. And before I end up our session today, so we will have a concluding remark. So from the three hosts, the three collaborating university. So in this case, from UNSIA, will be delivered by Dr. Mailiza, and then continued next to UNIMEP, which will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salha Tunku Ahmad. And the last one is from TSU, which will be represented by Dr. Tawisa Putsuke. Are everyone with me? Dr. Mailiza, are you okay? Yes. So you're ready. I saw Associate Professor Tunku and then Dr. Tawisa. Are you with me? Dr. Tawisa? Okay, I guess we can start first from Dr. Mailiza. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Izan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Sawadee krap, selamat pagi. It's still morning here in Indonesia, in the western top of Indonesia. And honorable to Dr. Muzailin Afan and team from International Office of Shafala University. Honorable to Dr. Tawaisa and team from Taksin University. And honorable to Dr. Tunku and team from UNIMEP. Honorable to all participants and audience. First of all, I would like to thank UNSIA team who already successfully host the 5th series of these virtual mobility programs. And also would like to thank to International Office staff from UNIMEP and TSU for great collaboration, great support during this event. And also would like to thank and congrats to the speaker, to today's speaker who already provide very insightful and brilliant perspective on mental health issue, and also to all audience. So we got quite a lot number of audience for today. So we got about 150 audience for today's session. And I think it is very interesting how this forum goes so far. So we are at the 5th series so far, and every month we got very interesting and very timely topic to be present and discuss it. And today I think we already discussed very timely and important topic during this pandemic. And I believe we agree that the mental health issue is increasing during this pandemic, but luckily our presenter has already addressed how to overcome that issue, in personal level, in family level, in university level, field level, and even in a higher level. I think this is very good for us, not only for to enrich our perspective or knowledge in the issue, but also this forum hopefully will inspire us and get us to take action, to take action regarding this issue in our community, in our family, in our university. I think this really a main point, because the presenter already, bring perspective not only from theoretical perspective, but also from practical perspective. And finally, I can say that it is okay not to be okay. So that's a very important point. It's okay not to be okay, but stay cool, stay happy. And I would like to quote from one of the presenter from UNIMAP today. She said that if you need help, please seek help. And I would like to add, if you don't need help, please help. So we got two here. So if we don't need help, please help. So I think that's the point. And again, thank you very much for all presenter. I think you did very great job today, and audience, and of course all the staff from international office from 3 universities. And thanks again. And I would like to look forward to see you all in the next series. And thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Dr. Melizar, and move on to Associate Professor Tunku. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Izzat, the moderator. You have done a very good job today as a moderator. Congratulations. And first of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone. Honorable Dr. Muzaidin Afan, Dr. Mailizar, Ibu Ria, and Ibu Dasi from the Universitas of Shah Kuala Aceh, Indonesia. Honorable Dr. Tawisa, Ms. Chanatip, and Ms. Nok from Taksin University, Thailand. And my honorable colleagues from UNIMAP, Dr. Atta, Ms. Juliana, and Mr. Khairi Johari from UNIMAP. Not forgetting all the participants, you have done a very good job today. Really an interesting and active discussion, very positive. I can see that you have done a very good job in presenting your ideas and also your views. The way you answer questions is very good. And as well as the audience, our guests and partners, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah, we have come to this stage. This is series 5, and we have yet one more series left that is to be conducted in next month, December. In December, before we end the whole 6 series for this COVID year. I can say that this is a really COVID year. And on behalf of UNIMAP, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank Universitas Shah Kuala for being a successful host for today's program. In fact, I can consider this Teen Talk project as a successful project as a result of an amazingly dedicated group of people, which consists of the organizing committee from the 3 universities, UNIMAP, Universitas Shah Kuala, and also Taksin University, the moderators, the participants, and the audience. Alhamdulillah, we have done a tremendous job in bringing together and organizing the program to show off our best qualities of students to participate in this program. In fact, by participating in this kind of team activities, it can help students to develop essential communication and collaboration skills while preparing them for success inside and outside of the classroom. So the most apparent benefit that I can see from this program is the great teamwork we can see among the participants of the program. Teamwork actually teaches essential communication and social skills, such as active listening and effective speaking. When working as a team, the participants learn how to listen to their team members in order to perform their individual roles. Students learn how to listen to one another in order to function as a cohesive unit. Teamwork teaches students, especially the participants in these programs, how to respectfully and confidently express their ideas and opinions effectively in a group setting. So the benefits of teamwork almost always translate into success outside the classroom later on. And by introducing students to collaborative environments, it opens up opportunities for them to more productive and joyful as they work with others in a team-based environment. This satisfaction will be reflected in their job performance and career advancement later on when they go into the industry or working environment after they have graduated. Of course, there are a lot more tangible benefits that students can gain from this virtual mobility program, such as improving self-confidence, communication skills, and language skills. Participation in team activities teaches students how to be better communicators, which in turn helps every member of the team feel valued and respected. As a result, even the most introverted and quietest members of the team can become active participants and learn to enjoy team activities. Hence, I hope that all of us will continue this partnership by organizing more attachments in the future, inshallah, including extending this to a wider range of higher learning institutions in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and the rest of the globe. May I once again express our appreciation to all of you, our guests and partners, for supporting this program and for your attendance this afternoon. It is hoped that this collaboration will expand widely in the future, inshallah. So till then, stay safe. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Madam. And now I would like to continue to Dr. Tawita. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you. Because I'm in a number of lines. In the meantime, I have just another meeting with a colleague from preparing IMT-GT Uninet events for the coming month, next month. So anyway, I would like to express my my admirations for all your activity you have done, and also with a number of students, both participant and the audience in the session, the fifth session, and all of you are very well prepared for acting your role in these sessions, and it makes me very keen that for the future, for the coming years, such a kind of activities like a teen talk activity should be developed and should be improved to make it more relevant to social need and also to individual needs of on student of each side of the country. So it is as you might have experienced today, that the COVID-19 seem not to be very not to last in the sooner days, because we don't know that next year, beginning of next year or end of next year, the pandemic will be ended or not, because since the situation around the world with the number of over 45 million population of the globes are affected by by pandemics already. And now you can see that in Europe and in the northern country, like in Europe country and in America, they come to the period of new seasons. The winter seem to come. And I have heard from my colleague in Europe that the lockdown period will be the measure of the government to block people from going out from homes. So we are lucky at any way that we are not in that zone of climate, so we can be more protected. But anyway, when we talk about health literacy, we must health literacy should be the topics that that our students should be working more together. Why and how important of health literacy? Because we have to live with health literacy. Health literacy is not only the objectives, but must be the action, and must be the reason of our modern life of today. And I am very proud that we have the student, our students who are eager to learn and eager to act and eager to solve problems that we have in hand. So thank you very much for having me to giving my observation for your session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tawisa. So, thank you very much to all the lecturer and senior staff from the 3 universities. I would like to remind you all that there is a link that have just shared by the team of UNSIA. So if you can check in the chat box. So there is a link for the chat box, and this will be correlated to the e-certificate that you will have. So please kindly fill the feedback form. And before I close the session, so I guess it's good for us to have a photo session. So if anyone can please turn on your camera.
I was waiting for this.
Okay. I think this for the first time is a formal style. Okay. Can everyone? Okay. Karahmi, are you ready?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I guess it's everyone still close their camera. So yeah, going up. So just follow my instructions. So I will count down into 3, 2, 1. Then we can start the photo session. So Karahmi, we are okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so first is a formal session, yeah, right? So yeah, I guess pretty much not too straightforward phase, yeah. Okay, so 3, 2, 1.
Okay, wait for a minute.
And please wait like 1 or 2 minutes because I think we have like 143 participants today, so it's quite huge. So yeah, we have several pages. So please hold your style. Okay, so next, I guess I already like sound every time. So is it possible for us to do a butterfly hug? Is it okay? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. Yep. Karahmi, are you ready?
Okay. Now I will take the second slide.
Okay.
Okay,
So
1,
yeah,
2,
please
3.
hold on.
All right.
Done?
Okay, the third slide, please.
Okay. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. So that's really all. Close our session today. I would like to thank everyone from Unsia as well, and from UNIMAP as well, from Varsity University as well, for everyone, particularly for all the presenters that already present throughout this session. I guess the discussion is very much exciting and interesting, and I hope that we can meet again someday, or maybe even we can meet physically later. And hopefully the message that I found today is that I guess it's good not to be introvert. So yeah, try to reach out your friend, because in togetherness we can manage this difficult time together. So as a moderator, I would like to apologize if there is some mistakes I made during this session today. So hopefully I and you all can meet again. And what to say? Okay, so one last message from me is that as we are still in the difficult situation, so maintaining our health, maintaining our hygiene, and then maybe mind our distance physically with others, that's good option as well. So, but not in social, in virtual. So just stay connected in virtual. So that's good to release our stress. I guess by saying Alhamdulillah, we can close our session today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye everyone.